Michael X here. Today I want to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. On what his series is now, let's just say, bad. For the nicest thing I could possibly say. Now, the reason why Sonic series is bad, which some people point immediately to Sonic 06, that's not the reason. It's because of... Alright, now some people are going to be like, wait, this game saved the franchise. It really didn't. It made the franchise into a franchise that is trying to be too much like Mario. Sonic Colors. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Sonic Colors as a game, but I hate everything else about the game. Such as the character writing, the jokes. In fact, the jokes was so fucking bad. The jokes are just bad. Which is why I'm so glad the writers are gone. Which I don't hate the people, I just hate how they wrote Sonic. And most of the game was 2D. Which is not bad, it's just annoying. Compared to how so many Sonic games beforehand did not have any 2D elements. AKA the previous mainline Sonic game, Sonic 06. Which, by the way, I just want to say is way better than Colors in my opinion. Even though I do like Colors, I think Sonic 06 is way better. And I love that game despite how bad it is. Which I'll explain why really quickly. Which I'll have a full video of me explaining why I love the Dark Age of Sonic. And think the true Dark Age is from Sonic Colors to now. Because our previous game, the last game we got was Sonic and Team Sonic Racing, which was mediocre at best. Sonic Forces was mediocre. Lost World, for the sake of this video, since there's so many people who don't like the game, I'm going to put into the game as bad territory. Even though there is a short majority, myself included, who like the game, despite what it's trying to be. A Mario clone. Sonic Generations I absolutely love. That's one of the few... that's the only game aside from Mania, but I don't count Mania because that's made by Christian Whitehead, not Sega. Which, sure, some people are like, okay, the Team Sonic Racing shouldn't count. But Sega still helped out with that. Sonic Mania was barely helped out by Sega. Then, I love Sonic Generations. This is my 5th favorite Sonic game. And then Sonic Colors, like I said, I don't like. Which, I'll just give a brief explanation on my top 5 favorite Sonic games. Number 5, you already heard, is Sonic Generations. Number 4 is Sonic Rush. Number 3 is Sonic Adventure 2. Number 2 is Sonic Heroes, which the reason why I think Sonic Heroes is better is because, well, that was one of my first Sonic games. I played it before both Adventure and Adventure 2, but that's not the reason. It's because I just like the team mechanics so much, and I think that could work for having multiple playable characters, but Sega doesn't have to spend too much time on making unique things about them. Like, they could do 4 separate campaigns like how they did in Heroes, but with 12 playable characters, but all these speed characters play very identically, with only one unique thing about them. The flight characters, same thing, and the power characters, same thing. I think that would be a unique way to do that, instead of how it's currently handled. AKA, it's still really well handled in Heroes. It's just, I don't think it was explored to its best potential. Which is why I really wish that the trio mechanic would return. That's one of the few mechanics I want to return, aside from the adventure gameplay, the adventure stories, serious tone stories. Because even if we get even if we get a story like Adventure, it might not be serious. And the final thing I would want to see is, well, no-brainer, multiple playable characters. But I don't want just a variation on Sonic. Which, if I were to make if I were to quickly make a adventure style game, I would have Sonic play with the boost formula, Tails be like his Adventure 1 self, Knuckles be like his Adventure 1 self as well, where his radar can sense all the Master Emerald shards, but some levels also are beat 'em up levels. So, where Knuckles is a combined version of Adventure 1 Knuckles and the Werehog from Sonic Unleashed, which honestly should have been the case. Sonic Unleashed should have been a Sonic and Knuckles journey. That would make... I know so many people love that game way more than how it currently is, even though I love that game to death. I will defend that game despite it not being my top 3. Oh yeah, I forgot to say my number 1. Number 1 is Sonic Adventure. Unleash is very close to the number 5. It's my honorable mention as number 6. Very close. It only doesn't get beat by Generations because Generations has the better gameplay overall. Even though I think the story of Unleash is way better. Of course. Anyways. Which, Unleash, I just want to say, but it was Sonic for the boost stages, but during all the fighting sections, it was Knuckles. I know so many people love that game way more. And it will make much more sense than, oh god, I turned Sonic into a werehog! Whoa! Yeah. That part I still think is stupid, but I love it. Anyways, let's go ahead and then talk about what Sega could do to fix Sonic currently. First off, listen to the fans. Hold on. I need to check something. If Sega were to listen to the fans in terms of adventure, alright, but alright, then the adventure fans would be happy, but you can still have the boost formula in some shape or form. An idea I had once was to have the Generations gameplay, but instead of just having it be Generations gameplay, it's multiplayer, a free-for-all multiplayer, right? Four-player free-for-all, and you guys are all racing for every single stage. Using the boost formula, no matter what character you are, with all of them having a special ability, such as Sonic having an ability called Sonic Boom, where he has infinite boost, and his enemies get hit by an attack that's literally called Sonic Boom, which is from Sonic Battle. What? And then Tails would have his ability to fly for a very long distance, but he won't be able to boost while flying, otherwise that'll be extremely broken. Knuckles would have the ability to, without even having a boost, go through walls that, essentially, if you're just have the boost button, and then Knuckles were to run into a wall that normally you have to crouch under, Knuckles would just break through it. Or, Knuckles could have the ability to, make his own shortcuts while his ability is active, where he burrows through the ground, and then 2 seconds later he's a good distance ahead, but then he cannot use it again. Shadow could be Chaos Control, which is essentially the Chaos Control from Shadow the Hedgehog. Silver could be Time Freeze, which I know Silver does not have that ability normally. I'm just giving it to him here, just so he could have a ability that isn't just, he freezes his opponents. I don't want to be generic like that. Then, if we were to include other characters such as Amy, which Amy's could be her smacking a big hammer, specifically the big Pico Pico hammer from both Advance 3, which is my favorite 2D Sonic game, and the ending of Sonic's campaign and Sonic Rush. It could be like that as well. Or it could be that hammer, her smashing it down, causing an earthquake. which everyone would be stunned for a little bit. And then, if we were to include Metal Sonic, would be him copying someone's ability. It will be random on who he copies, but he only can use this once. Then, let's say they were to add in. I'm trying to think of an. Oh yeah, SBO. Which SBO could have him go invincible, which allows him to not get hit by anything for about 3 seconds. Charmy could be able to fly just like Tails, but his flight is more of a dash in the air. Vector, he would be able to swim in water, essentially. So let's say that we were playing a labyrinth zone. He could swim on the water, but the swimming would be pretty slow compared to the water travel. Even though it's not how it would work. In real life, I'm just doing it just to make it have a little bit of a disadvantage. Then Blaze, she could have her natural ability would be her be able to sort of glide, because she has a glide ability in Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure, but the whole reason why that Blaze is let's just say that's just a natural ability is because that could also not be her ability. Instead, you got the trick system from Sonic Rush and from most of your Sonic Rush games that have the trick ability. Hold on. Anyways, yeah, that's essentially the idea I had for a multiplayer mode and also to keep the boost formula. Essentially, Generations gameplay, but with every single character having the boost, with them each having their own ability that is exclusive to that character. With certain characters, their ability isn't a gauge, while other characters is a gauge, such as Sonic's main ability being his Sonic Boom. That would be a gauge, while let's say Vector's would not be a gauge. So yeah, that's my idea for multiplayer mode. Now let's go ahead and get to the main game itself. Now, what characters do I think would be playable? Now, I think it would be cool to have Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, and if they were to include him, Silver, have their own campaigns. Sonic's could be the easy mode, Shadow's could be the hard, Knuckles could be the which these two would run through the same exact stages in terms of which stages they are. It's just in a different order, and and they would have different controls if we were to give Sonic the boost. Well, Shadow would represent the Adventure 2 style of gameplay. Knuckles would be again Adventure 1, and Silver would be the slow paced one like Amy from Adventure 2. Not Adventure 2, from Adventure 1. But he has his gameplay is pretty much a unbuggy version of his Sonic 06 counterpart. If we were to include more Tails, that he would be like his Adventure 1 self, except without the races. And in fact, I feel like he would have the first half be the same stages as Sonic, but then the other half be without Sonic, and being unique stages. And then Rouge, pretty much the same thing as Knuckles. Amy, a beat-em-up style, where Amy has her Pico Pico hammer, beating up enemies, or beating up Eggman robots specifically. And then, if we were to go very crazy, Metal Sonic, where you're actually playing with the enemy, if Eggman's the main antagonist, and you get to see from Eggman's point of view, but you play as Metal Sonic on exactly how he did everything. That would be very cool. the overall story I feel like should be, yeah, Eggman trying to get the Chaos Emeralds to use the Chaos Emeralds' power, right, to get the, yeah, or to awaken something. And he has a device that is meant to control that thing, so he could use it to to rule over the world. Sonic and Tails obviously don't like that, while Shadow is spying on Eggman. But Shadow's first stage would actually be a boss fight against Metal Sonic, which Shadow would be the first one to immediately rush over there. Then, after this fight, there's no actual winner. Instead, during the fight, Shadow and Metal Sonic would look up into the sky, seeing a weird portal, but then Silver falls down. Shadow quickly grabs Silver and puts it aside, but then he realizes that Metal Sonic and Eggman both escaped. Then Shadow checks on the Silver, seeing if he's alright. Now, some people are like, whoa, Shadow has a character instead of being just Vegeta? Yes, he needs a character. Anyways, Silver then wakes up, very dazed though. Then he says something about the creature. Then he passes out again. Shadow then carries him all the way to Station Square. Yes, I'm bringing it back Station Square. And puts him on a bed. Meanwhile, with Sonic and Tails, they are going for the Chaos Emeralds because they have because Tails is recollecting between the past on when Eggman unleashed something that was world-ending, a direct reference to Sonic Forces, the Phantom Ruby, causing them to decide to get the Chaos Emeralds. Knuckles, and then Knuckles' story has him start off at at Angel Island, right for the Master Emerald. With this one taking place a little bit later, a little bit after Metal Sonic and Eggman escaped from Shadow's story, where they realize, wait a second, we could, like Eggman realizes that the Master Emerald has the power to control the Chaos Emeralds. So, he decides to try to steal the Master Emerald to, get that. There's a small boss fight between Metal Sonic, but Knuckles loses because Eggman was blindsiding Knuckles, causing Knuckles to not be able to see because of a lot of flashing lights, causing Metal Sonic to win. Knuckles gets very pissed off. But with the last bit of his strength, he's able to communicate to the Master Emerald, telling it to shatter, so Eggman cannot use it. Which he does. Eggman's shocked. Metal Sonic tries to get all of it, but then, as soon as he tries grabbing one, he tries to grab one piece. He immediately starts pulsating from a lot of by too much power, and he goes back to Eggman. Eggman saw what happened, so he's not mad at Metal. Then, after this, that would be Rouge's story. Rouge is hired by Gun, though we don't know it's Gun, to track down the Chaos Emeralds. They want the Chaos Emeralds because they want to use their power for what they call the greater good. Omega is also going to be with her during this, just so, in terms of a communicator. But Omega's not going to be playable, and we'll see Omega during some stages helping out Rouge for certain sections, but that's it. Then, again, Metal Sonic would just reveal what Eggman is doing. That's all I wanted to talk about. I think this would help the Sonic franchise out a lot if this were to be the case. See ya!